Hey everybody! So this is going to be my first vlog, and I'm sorry I look so terrible. I got a haircut and I hate it, so I'm having to toss everything. But anyway, I wanted to make this video because I think a lot of people have suffered with the same thing that I suffer with, or have just gotten to this point in their lives where they actually feel a little bit hopeless. Just to tell you a little bit about my background with headaches, I actually grew up from the time I was about 9 or 10 years old up until I was about 18, and even up till now. I'm in, my 20s. And as I was growing up, especially in my teen years, it got worse and worse. I would get debilitating migraines, and they would be so bad that I would, people didn't understand it. At school, I would get them. I would get the aura in my eyes. I used to describe it like lightning. The aura would start small and then it would just spread across my vision. And that, first of all, was debilitating enough because I couldn't see. I was at school. I couldn't read. And the teachers thought I was making it up, but obviously I wasn't. And so, and then probably halfway through the aura finishing its course in my vision, I would get this terrible headache, and it would just be so debilitating. It would make me nauseous. All I knew to do was sleep. I couldn't even sleep. It hurt so bad. So anyway, I spent many years as a youth trying to figure it out. I was young. I didn't know anything. My mom was taking me to the doctor. Nobody knew anything. And the best advice I ever got from a doctor was just drink Coca-Cola. He said just get a couple of bottles of Coca-Cola and drink it. The caffeine in it is supposed to really help you out. So I did that, and it helped just take the edge off my headache. But I still was so, I always felt so terrible when it would come, and then it would last 2 days. And it just interrupted my life constantly, to the point when I was in my teen years and I was looking to go out with my friends and do things with my sister. She was my best friend, and these headaches would come on and I couldn't do anything. The whole world had to stop. It just had to come to a screeching halt, all for my headache. And I got to the point where I would be in tears knowing this headache was coming. And it was very rough on me. So now that I'm older, I understand where people, especially women, are coming from when they say they suffer from migraines, because I know how it can interrupt your life. So anyway, now that I'm older, they come very rarely, and I have a better control on them. They're not as bad as they used to be. But I find that when I get them really bad, there are natural things you can do that help. You don't have to feel like you have to be on these strong medicines. You don't have to feel that way. And I'm going to tell you that because even as a young person, the doctor put me on the medicines, the big brand name medicines. I was probably on 3 different types before I decided, I don't want this anymore. And each time, I felt like I was going to die when I was on these medicines. The first time, my heart was beating out of my chest. I felt like I was about to die. Second time, I don't remember what happened each time, but I was nauseous. I was sicker than I would have been if I would have just left it alone. So I said, why bother killing myself with these man-made medicines? Why don't I just suffer through the pain? So I did that. And then later, as I grew in my love for botanicals and for botanical medicine, I came to realize how useful natural remedies are. And I did write an article on this, but I'm going to just kind of review with you some of the things you can do, because there are so many different herbs that are built for us as humans to use. They have these active constituents in them that you really want to be able to understand. And of course, you want to go through all the steps you need to do to understand what is triggering yours. Because sometimes a trigger, you can find out what is triggering them, and you can say, hey, no more. Like some people, red wine is a trigger. Some people, chocolate is a trigger. Some people find that if they drink a lot of sodas or even diet sodas, that actually triggers. And even medicines you are taking can actually create a cycle that is triggering more headaches. And so you want to figure those things out. You want to keep a diary. But if you gotten to the point where you want to try some natural remedies, there are things you can do. One of my favorites, which works best towards the end of your headache, like when you're just in bed and you just want to be soothed, is lavender. Do not underestimate the effects of lavender. Using the lavender oil, it really does wonders. You can rub, you can buy it from the health food store. They sell it in these little tiny bottles. And just dab a few on your fingers and just rub it into your temples like that. And it just, the smell, everything about it works wonders. And in fact, and you can add it to your bath. So just soak as long as you want to in the lavender oil. Just a few drops in the tub, a warm tub. In the article that I wrote, I gave some information about the way it was used back in the 1600s and so forth. And then also another thing you can use is linden. Not only does linden smell wonderful, you can buy it from some health food stores. You can buy it from a few natural bath and body stores, like in different forms. But it's great, especially for tension headaches. If you're able to differentiate between a migraine headache and a tension headache, it works better for tension headaches. But it really helps to get up into your sinuses. And it actually works on anxiety and stress too, which I know a lot about as well. But another thing is peppermint. Peppermint is great as a tea if you have a headache. You can also put a few droplets of the very strong oil in a boiling pot of water and just kind of put your head over it and inhale it. Oh my goodness, it works wonders. It's been used for a lot of years. It was used back by the ancient Egyptians. They loved using peppermint oil. The active constituents in it are overwhelmingly wonderful. So definitely try that. Now, getting onto the more powerful herbs that you can take like in capsule form, one thing is feverfew. I tried feverfew when I was a teenager. I actually grew it in my yard because I was a little gardener. I grew feverfew. You want to make sure you don't pick anything that has any type of pesticide on it, so that's why I grew it myself. You take the leaves, fresh leaves, and you can layer them in a sandwich like you would lettuce. But it's been found out many, many years ago, and you can read about this online too, how a woman, I don't remember her name or anything, but look it up, how she actually requested feverfew because she had migraines, and they were the only thing that helped her. So it could work for you as well. But anyway, it's the fresh leaves that you can eat, and sometimes they do sell it in capsule forms, but I found that the fresh leaves actually work much better. Also, rosemary. It's great as a tea. You can use rosemary. I found that the scent of rosemary helped me more than the actual consuming of it. And then also dandelion. I know you've heard of dandelion for many uses, including as a diuretic, things like that. But dandelion is really useful, and it's been known to be especially useful if you have a headache from kind of like a hangover, or not even a hangover, just like if wine gives you a headache. It's been useful for that, but it's mostly because it's a detoxifying herb. And like I said, for hangovers, if you have a hangover, you want to detox your body. But anyway, dandelion is great. And so, there are just so many options, but those especially are my favorite. When it comes to consuming something, dandelion, rosemary, and feverfew are my favorites. And then for the scent, to fill your nostrils and just soothe you. Lavender is my favorite. So, excuse me, there are many alternatives to all these drugs that doctors want to push on you, because the truth is doctors want to push them on you. Don't let them. Try these great herbs first, and of course you want to get the opinion of your doctor, especially if you're on other medications, because herbs are very powerful and they can actually work against any other medications you're taking. So make sure to ask your doctor. But I hope that was very helpful to everybody, and I really understand what you're going through, and I hope to make more vlogs like this in the future. So anyway, bye.